I'm back with another triggering topic. Now, today, let's talk about the ways to spot a dusty. Now, this is a topic that I could talk about for hours, but right now, let me just give you the top 12 ways that you can spot a dusty. Number one, if he listens to podcasts or Manosphere or Red Pill content, if he tells you, man, I don't agree with everything that those Red Pill guys like Fresh and Fit say, but sometimes they speak facts. Or if he says, man, I miss the Godfather. He was only trying to help the black community and help black women take accountability and build up the black family. I'm so sad that Kevin Samuels is gone. If he says anything that could even remotely be considered complimentary or in support of male podcasts that are centered around bashing women or red pill logic, then I gotta tell you something, sis. He is a dusty. Number two, if he asks you, are you submissive? Submissive to what, sir? Are you my slave master? Are you my controller? Why didn't you ask me, do I believe in respecting my partner and his ideas? Or listening to you if you may know more than me about a particular subject or a problem that we're having. But you want to know about submission. Well, that means that man has been brainwashed and has been watching red pill content, or he is a misogynist that thinks that women are his to rule over. Because I have yet to see a fine man, a good man, an intelligent man, a mentally healthy man, an emotionally intelligent man say to women, are you submissive? Men that are good men that are trustworthy men, are able to gain women's trust enough for them to let them take the lead sometimes because they are good men, because they are trustworthy men. So if he asks you about submission, he is a dusty. Number three, if he puts down other women to uplift you, like if he says, I don't normally like black women, which is already a dusty red flag in itself. But if he says, I don't normally like black women, but I like you, or the rest of these women out here are trash, etc., you're so much better. This is also a good way for a non-black woman to recognize that she is being talked to by a dusty. But I don't know how many non-black women come across my videos. But if he has to tell you how bad the women of his race are versus telling you the things that he likes about you, that's a problem. So once again, a man who puts down other women in an attempt to make you feel like something is a dusty. Number four, if he frames compliments to you in a negative way, aka negging, like if he says you look good, but you look so much better if you lost a few pounds. Or if he says, I think you are so pretty, but you would look so much better if you didn't wear a wig or a weave or makeup. Or if he says, wow, you know what? You're a lot smarter than I thought you would be. Or if he says, you're not normally my type physically, but you have a great personality, or vice versa. Or if you mention a very good accomplishment of yours, maybe it could be your degree or how successful a business that you have is. And he says, well, men don't care about those things. It's not that big a deal. If all of his compliments make you feel bad about yourself, then surprise. Or maybe not so surprise. He's a dusty. Number five. This should be self-explanatory, but unfortunately, some women have never been told this, so it's all good. A man that is concerned with how much you make, a man that is concerned with where you work, a man that is concerned with where you live or how you live or what type of car you have cannot be trusted. If he says, oh, wow, big money. If you tell him what you do for a living and he seems to be calculating in his head how much you make, baby, girl, run. He is trying to become your next expense. He is about to be taking your credit card out of your purse and taking it to the Best Buy. He's probably out here on social media talking about drizzle. But I'm going to tell you something, sis. That man is a dusty. Number six, if he is very much into gender roles, but only the ones that benefit him, well, what do I mean by that? I mean, he talks about how it's a woman's job to cook, to clean, to raise the children, to take care of the house. But he also feels like a woman should be working full time and going 50-50 too. Sir, that isn't a traditional role and you're not a traditional man. But you want women to be modern and traditional while you think you're going to be out here acting like somebody's pappy. Yeah, if he thinks that selfishly and ignorant, run, sis. He is a dusty. Number seven. If you haven't known this man but 2.5 seconds and he's already trying to talk to you about schmecks and asking you all type of inappropriate questions like, what is your favorite position? And can you send me a sexy pic? Or he's bragging about how good he is in bed or telling you that, pardon my French, he just wants to go downtown on you. Run, because that man ain't got nothing to offer but what's between his legs. And the funny thing about this is that the men that normally come off the strongest talking about what they can do can't do anything at all except maybe give you HPV or HIV or herpes. You got to think about it. If he's doing this with you, how many other women has he done this to? Also, men that do this sometimes purposely spread diseases, and they can be abusive as well because oftentimes they use schmecks as a way to get in and break down a woman's defenses. But nonetheless, trust me, sis, he is a dusty. Number 8. If he has nothing positive to say about his exes or his baby mamas, it was all them, they were all the problem, everything they did was wrong, but he is the perfect man, the Prince Charming, run, girl, because if he was all of that, trust me, those women would not have let him go. He is a, you guessed it, dusty. Number 9. This kind of goes with the last one, but if he has multiple baby mamas, you better not even entertain that man. You're your own worst enemy at this point. Do you think that you're going to be any different? No, you're not. There are men that collect baby mamas like Thanos was out here collecting stones. If he has a history of being irresponsible with his seed and then not even having the decency to marry or stay committed to those women that he's having children with, why are you entertaining him? If he has multiple children and multiple baby mamas, that shows that he has no self-control, and that will definitely bleed off into your relationship, which you shouldn't be having with him in the first place, because why? He is a dusty. Number 10, watch how he treats women, and watch how he treats women that he isn't attracted to, especially because most men find it easy to be nice to a woman that they're attracted to or that they're trying to get the draws from. But if you see them treating women that they aren't attracted to, rude or nasty or letting doors slam in their faces, etc., please run, sis, because he is a dusty. Number 11, ask him about his preferences in women. Does he like younger girls? If his preference is girls that just turned 18, or if he feels like men retain value as they age and men only want youth and women after 24 are worthless or less desirable, or if he feels like it's cool to be a 35-year-old man trying to holler at 18-year-olds, run, sis. He's a perverted dusty. Finally, number 12, and this is a big one. Does he show any signs of being abusive? Does he call women the B word or 304s? When he talks about women, does he call them females? Does he say that women are usually so emotional and they're the problem? Does he say that women don't bring anything to the table and that they don't have any worth? Is he quick-tempered? Does he yell? Does he scream? Does he punch things? Have you seen any signs of aggression? Has he been to prison? Now, me personally, I wouldn't ever entertain a man that has been to prison, period. Full stop. But I do know that some women can be lenient when it comes to that. But if you must do that, which I don't recommend, keep this in mind. If he has been to prison for anything, and by anything, I mean anything violent, for robbery, for murder, anything of an X nature, SA, grape, etc., baby girl, please run. He is a dusty. Now, of course, there are a lot more ways to detect a dusty, but these are my top 12 that came to my mind. Be safe out there, ladies. I love y'all. Because as much as a lot of women are out there, they're frustrated with men and want women to divest away from all men completely. And you know what? I do understand that way of thinking, but the reality of that is that that's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. You know, women are attracted to men are attracted to women. That's just the nature of the beast. So we do know, however, that not all men are bad. Shocker, I know. But so there are a lot of women that will still take the chance by dating and seeing if she can find a good man that fits her standards. So the best thing that you can do is be realistic and give women the tools to be able to recognize the bad men and to recognize the bad men quickly. Realize who these men are before intercourse, before letting them know extremely personal things about yourself. I feel that a woman should be able to use this list to spot a dusty by the first or second date, before you become connected to that man intimately or anything like that. That way you can easily block and cut him off with no emotions and no feelings. And I'm no hypocrite here. I used the majority of the things on this list when I was on the road to finding my husband. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, okay? The majority of the dates that I went on, those men were, yes, exposed for being dusties. And I tell you what, following this list and following this type of mindset, it was a protection for me. And it can be for you too, if you're trying to date and get in that, get in that mode, So, and if you're not trying to date and you're not trying to be like that, there's nothing wrong with that either. I really do believe that women can be just as happy single as they can be married or partnered. But you know what? I digress. If you watch this whole video, please drop a 00 in the comments, because these dusties are double negative. Let me stop. But seriously, drop a 00 to let me know that you watched the whole video. And if you would like more of these type of videos in the future, just let me know down in the comments. And if you can't donate to my Cash App above to help support the channel, then that's no problem at all. Just do me a free favor and follow me on TikTok. That's where I live stream. And also, if you could follow me on YouTube and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my new uploads. And as always, drop your thoughts, comments, and feelings down below.